Alright, here we go with Wind Waker.
Wind Waker. What a great game.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites.
Definitely. Though I haven't completely beaten it yet.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Probably end up getting the whole thing eventually.
Yep. I just really did not feel like trying to find all the Triforce pieces.
Getting the, maps for the Triforce pieces wasn't really that bad. It was more like actually going out and then using the maps that I didn't like. Because, especially if you do all the maps, then all the Triforce pieces, because that's like a whole hour of just grapple hooking areas of the water to get the chests.
Well, that sounds kind of crappy.
Yeah. That's actually what was removed in the HD version. He made it so where you normally got the maps, you just get the Triforce shards there. So there was no grappling or anything.
Yo, I could probably end up liking it though. I mean, coming from the guy who actually enjoyed getting all the notes in flooded Lake Florida.
Wait, you did?
Yeah, I thought it was really fun.
I just think Four Swords when I watch this opening now.
Yep.
Four Swords. I've played this so many times, so...
I watched this thing a freaking crap ton of times. Because I like to leave my Wind Waker on the main menu because of the music that always turns into this thing.
Yep. I guess she's technically my cousin, kind of. But she's an adult. Said that when she played this game for the first time, this part gave her chills in the opening because of how awesome it was.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's kind of like showing the story of Ocarina of Time as only with the ending of, the adult split timeline. Which is cool.
I'm really looking forward to, Majora's Mask 3D.
That's gonna be so awesome. I think they've hinted at it enough to where there's not a lot of doubt anymore.
Yeah.
After that whole thing where he said that, he's already acknowledged the fact that we want one several times. And when people asked him about it at that interview, he said, play A Link Between Worlds and you'll find your answer of whether we're making a remake. Cue Majora's Mask being in A Link Between Worlds. I read a different interview with one of the, game directors or something, and they asked them what's the reasoning behind Majora's Mask being in the game, and the guy said that he doesn't know exactly, but Iji Aonuma, who's the guy who said to play Link Between Worlds to get an answer, told him to be specifically to add that in the game somewhere, that he needed to put Majora's Mask in it.
Snowhead in, the Ocarina of Time 3D graphics.
Ugh.
Even, as far as looks and stuff goes, Stone Tower would be freaking awesome.
Yeah, with the sky and stuff. I'm kind of wondering how Termina Field would look, because I never really liked the look of Termina Field that much.
It didn't have a whole lot of color or anything. I thought it was kind of dull, but if they, vamp it up and make, the greens and blues and stuff that are actually in it, brighter and stuff, it could look really nice.
Yeah, that's actually what I was going to say. It needs to be brighter, because when you got to Hyrule Field in Ocarina of Time, it looked like just this huge, vast, just, bright awesomeness. The fact that Clocktown's in the middle of it too, it kind of felt dark and confined a little bit.
Yep.
So they could easily change that with different color patterns.
Yeah. Great Bay could look really awesome too.
Yeah, with the water.
Because I always thought Great Bay seemed to have a dark tone. There was all the ocean and sand and the bright and aquatic blues and stuff, but it just seemed really dull and wasted. Because the colors weren't really brightened out.
Kyorg kind of looks funny in 64 graphics a little bit.
Kyorg.
The boss of Great Bay.
Georg,
that's what I meant, yeah. He's gonna be scary with new graphics.
I'm one of the only people I know who didn't superiorly struggle against him. Like I got like maybe a half a heart of damage taken.
That's pretty crazy. I wonder if you were just better at fighting him, or whether his attack pattern, whether you just lucked out on it or something. Because his attack pattern was like unstoppable.
Yeah.
He got me pinned in a corner with his fish at one point, and no matter what angle I pointed in a direction, nothing was happening. Like, they were hitting me so often, I couldn't even use my electrical attack on them.
I think I was lucky enough to figure out like how to kill him before he got too hard, because he released his babies on me, but as soon as he did that, I hit him again, and that was the final hit it took for me to beat him.
Oh yeah, sounds like you were faster too.
Yeah.
I guess I did do quite a bit of like waiting on him to do something first before I attacked him.
The twin mole, that wasn't hard at all, it just took forever because I had to like run around and try and get them and then refill magic.
Oh yeah, I didn't really like that boss fight. I think definitely if they would have switched Twin Mold and Auto-Walla, it would have been a fairer fight, because I think Auto-Walla is easily the hardest dungeon boss.
Yeah.
Wait, or actually no, probably for me it'd be the fish, but Auto-Walla can easily go at the end and Twin Mold at the beginning, because Twin Mold was so easy.
Yeah. Goat wasn't really hard, but he was probably one of the coolest, if not the coolest, boss battle.
Yeah, I'd put him as far as just overall like, my favorite Zelda boss fights. I think he's in my top 3. It's... Wait, what?
Did she give me the telescope yet? Or...
No, you gotta go to Grandma's house first.
Oh, crap. Alright, it's been forever since I've done the beginning of this game.
I really, like... This is depending on like when I get a Wii U, this will probably be the first game I get Wind Waker HD.
Can I change the camera settings from being inverted like this?
Maybe. I'll try this.
Let's see.
And then going over with...
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it. I don't really ever use the C camera. I just find that all targeting works just fine.
Super Mario 64 playthrough would be pretty fun too.
Oh right, yeah. Super Mario Galaxy. That would be really cool.
That's one I've really wanted to play, but I haven't yet.
Yeah. I probably like it more than Sunshine, which I was surprised. Me and Luke just started a Sunshine, just playing it the other day at his apartment. We actually got pretty dang far. Like, we started a new game and we had like in the 20s of stars by the time we quit playing it. I forgot how frustrating that game was. I think that game's easily more frustrating than 64 or Galaxy. Especially the freaking theme park level.
The one where you actually have to ride the ride.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, I have the eel in that game.
ugh. Well, I'm lucky we didn't get to that star, because I'd probably just skip it. In fact, you can't skip it, can you? Like, if you want to, when you get to that Shine Sprite, it's the only one you can do.
Yep.
Same thing with the Mantine Shadow.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know which I hate more. Probably the eel.
I think I like the eel. Well,
I just hate, having to worry about air and stuff. I've always hated that in video games, like, underwater.
yeah.
I mean, it's freaking Mario. Just let him breathe underwater.
The manta ray, my strategy is always to like keep watering it until he splits up into like a million small ones, and then I just run in the ocean and spray him from there.
I should have tried that. Because I was just staking on land and trying to fight them.
Yeah, it takes freaking forever when you do the water thing, but... let's see, off to Grandma's now.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I went in here.
I don't think I ever went up there, except for like one time. Did you ever get the big rupee underneath Grandma's house?
Mm-mm.
You can crawl underneath part of her porch, and there's an orange ruby in a chest underneath there.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so on edge whether I like this game or Twilight Princess more when I play it. So on edge, because they both have their ups and downs compared to each other.
Yeah.
It's just kind of hard. Maybe I like them equally, I don't know.
I haven't played, like, this one. Like, every time I played this one, I'll play it, and then I'll wait a really long time before I play it again. So it doesn't really feel like I've played a lot of this game when I near the end. But with Twilight Princess, I played it all in, like, one setting.
Yeah, Zelda is definitely... It's one of those games that I think you have the most fun the bigger segments you play in.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to get back into a Zelda game. Like, you start in the middle. Like, that's kind of what happened to Luke in Twilight Princess. Like, he said he hasn't continued it because he got, like, he's really far into it, and then he stopped playing for a long time, and he can't really, like, get back into it. I forget where he was. I think he's, like, he just beat Temple of Time or something.
That was it was okay.
I liked the idea of the dungeon a lot. I didn't really like how they did it, maybe, because I thought the Dominion Rod was kind of cool at first, but I didn't like how instead of it being a huge dungeon, it felt like it was a short dungeon, which you had to do twice. Because you go through it and then you do it again, only with the statue, which is so tedious. But it had a really cool boss fight, and an even cooler mini boss fight. The Dark Nut battle was like one of my favorite parts of the game.
What was... Because I know you fought a ton of Dark Nuts in Hyrule Castle. Was there anything different about the one in Temple of Time, or was it just because it was the first time you fought the
it was
Dark
just
Nut?
the first time you fought him. And it was in like this huge, epic, like cathedral, like looking room in Temple of Time. It was so awesome.
I don't remember it all too much. I thought the mini-boss in the City of the Sky was kind of stupid.
Which one was that? Oh wait, this
the bird thing.
with the shield?
Yeah, to get the second.
Yeah, that kind of sucked.
The City of the boss there, though, was freaking awesome.
That's like one of the most cool Zelda boss fights. How many times has Link fought a dragon before? Because there was that one, there was Volvolgia and Ocarina of Time. Is that it?
As far as I've played, that's all I remember.
Oh wait, you fight dragons in Phantom Hourglass. There's a boss fight. It's in the ice dungeon, actually. You fight like an ice dragon.
That's cool.
And it's kind of cool because it's... In a way, it's kind of like the tennis match boss fight, because each Zelda game seems to have one of those. Only there's actually two dragons, like one of them, there's a fire one and an ice one. And you have to like... Now that I think about it, it's kind of like Twin Rover, actually, because you have to like get the fire from the one onto the other dragon. And you actually do that with your hook shot, because there's posts around the room on the ground, and you have to like tie the rope of the hook shot like diagonally across two ropes. That way it like bounces off of the ropes and hits a different dragon.
I'm being really bad at this.
Yeah, you need to look at Birdman down there.
There he is. I'm not used to being bird controls. Nice.
I like how there's the gyroscope in the HD version. I think it makes telescope easier. Did you ever do the Savage Labyrinth on Outset Island?
Mm-mm.
Like, you know the Cave of Ordeals type thing is on Outset Island? That big stone up there on the side? Once you eventually are able to get up there, you can move that rock, and that's where the Seventh Labyrinth is.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of cool. I kind of like it, Seventh Labyrinth. Twilight Princess is probably better, though. It's a lot harder. Because overall, the enemies like are a lot easier to kill in this game than Twilight Princess, I think.
Yeah.
This game still does get pretty hard, though.
Yeah, like the headache of the Wind Temple.
Yeah, I think both Earth and Wind Temple were both pretty difficult.
The Earth Temple is awesome though.
Yeah, that might have been my favorite dungeon. Either that or I liked Forbidden Woods a lot too.
The first time I did that, it was okay, but it wasn't super good.
Surprisingly, when I did the Forbidden Woods for the first time, I thought it was terrible. But then when I did it the second time and kind of knew what I was doing, I liked it a lot.
I go up here, right?
Yeah, you won't be able to get up there though, because you don't have a sword.
Oh crap, yeah, I got to go to Grandma's house.
I liked it a lot more the second time though, just because the Deku Leaf is like one of my favorite Zelda items. I like being able to fly. They should bring that back.
This kid looks like the Pokemon Kochu.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Kochu.
I never got one of those. I think I caught one. I just never trained it.
I just killed him. EV train.
Andy used to have one on his team.
On his team?
Yeah, when I first fought Andy's team, he had the evolved form of Cubchoo on it. And he, like, named the thing Po, like from Kung Fu Panda.
Is that big ice polar bear looking thing?
No, it's like, it looks a lot like Po from Kung Fu Panda when it's evolved.
Huh. Here's... Where do I get this?
Errol said that, the only person in the village who still knows anything about swordplay is Orca.
Yeah, okay. I was talking more and paying less attention to the text. Orca is his house.
I wasn't really reading the text either. He's in the bottom floor there. He's who was making all that ruckus to knock all that guy's pots down. I think you can roll into the wall and knock the pots down and make the guy mad. But I've played through this game so many times, especially the beginning of it, where I don't have any problem knowing where to go.
It's been forever.
I think out of 3D Zelda games, I don't know if this is the game I've done the beginning of it the most times. Actually, it's probably Ocarina of Time I've done the beginning of the most. As far as Zelda overall, though, it's Link's Awakening. No, he wants you to do a horizontal slash, which is like not L targeting.
Oh. Okay.
Did you ever catch that? That in all Zelda games, it's vertical when you're L targeting, but horizontal when you're not L targeting. That's why sometimes I don't L target when there's enemies all around me, because I can get like good horizontal slashes in and hit lots of them.
I think I like the combat in this one most, maybe, or Skyward Sword.
I like Skyward Sword the most. Second would be Wind Waker. Twilight Princess kicks up by the end of the game when you have every hidden skill, but Wind Waker is kind of fun from the beginning because he kind of like flies all about when he swings his moves, and until you get hidden skills in Twilight Princess, it's kind of crappy. What did he tell me to do? Spin attack, I think.
Okay, I needed to charge it, you bughead.
Can you quick spin? Quick spinning is really easy in Wind Waker compared to the others, I think.
Yep. Ocarina of Time, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I can't freaking do it in Twilight Princess.
I don't think I've tried a lot. Like, Twilight Princess has all of the cool moves and stuff, but it just seems kind of robotic and clunky to me. Whereas in Wind Waker, it's really smooth and, when I do jump attack.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely get used to it by the end in Twilight Princess to where I don't usually really mind it. But yeah, I can definitely tell, like, notice it. Wind Waker just kind of smooths really well.
Yep. This is the game for children.
You know, Bradley got this game when he was borrowing a GameCube. He didn't even, I think he maybe got the sword before he decided it sucked.
Bradley is a player, as far as I can tell.
Never tries Kingdom Hearts, just sees that it's Disney with anime, and he says it's horrible. He said it's a bad game because it's Disney with anime.
You know what the funny thing is? It's not Disney with anime. It's Disney with Final Fantasy.
It's just only plays like every. Okay, as far as I know, the only cool game he plays is Halo. Other than that, his gameplay sucks.
Even then, Halo gets so boring after a while.
Yeah, I think like Zelda's quite a bit better.
Yeah, shooters in general. I mean,
I always I never really. If I was gonna go for a shooter, I'd actually probably go for the 007 series, just because I like. I kind of like the way they go about it. It's not just. It's like. It's kind of like a puzzle shooter in a way in some of the games, because there's always a lot to think about when you're doing it, like whether it's like not being seen or like there's a crap ton of different gadgets and stuff, and you're like required to use all of them.
Yeah, I think my main problem with most shooters is that the levels look different, but you do the same thing at pretty much every level.
Call of Duty is a huge like thing of that.
Yeah, especially like in Halo Reach and stuff. There's like most of the levels are like that, but there's one where you actually fly in a ship in space, and it's freaking awesome.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, when I was playing Call of Duty World at War, every level was like you did the same exact thing, went in, killed every enemy or destroyed a tank or something, and it just got like crap.
I'd have to say, Call of Duty World at War, I think, could have been a pretty dang good game if they wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Because, like, right when you start the game, before you start realizing that everything's repeating, it's actually, like, I actually kind of liked it. Like, when it first started. Like, the first couple levels were pretty fun.
One game that I actually do really like is the first Call of Duty.
I never got to play that one.
It's really fun to me.
What's it on?
We had it on PC. I think that you can probably get it on PS2, I think.
Or maybe even 1.
I don't know
one.
how
old
definitely
it is.
not 1. One couldn't run that PS1. Oh, these things.
I barely ever actually played much PS1, like, which is surprising.
Spyro and Crash Bandicoot. Freaking awesome.
I've never got to play either of those, and I want to so bad. I've never touched either of those games.
Crash Bash Racing, that game is so awesome.
The only games I played on the PS1 was the driver games. That's just because I never had a PS1, and I happened to have both of those on the PS2.
All I played on PS1 was Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, that I mainly remember the actual series. But then on PS1 I had this like collection of games, and there was this one ninja one that was like really fun. You were like in a really dark woods, and you had to go to a treasure chest and find your sword. It was just a bunch of demos, and then there's another one where you played as this like skeleton mummy thing, and you went and fought these undead crafts or something. It was really dark, but it was really fun too. If I could find that combo pack, I could like relive a huge part of my childhood.
I wonder if any of them would still stand up as like good games. Because I've definitely realized that looking back on some of the games I used to like as a kid, they're like a lot of times not nearly as good as I remember. I think maybe when you're a kid, you're just way less critical on games.
Probably.
Star Wars Bounty Hunter being a good example of that.
Ooh.
Like, that's being way less critical on a game because you're a kid. I kind of enjoyed it, just like, I don't ever remember thinking, this game sucks, ever, as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, I just kind of played whatever. I mean, everything was fun.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to the new Battlefront.
Oh, heck yeah. I wonder if that'll be... I wonder what that'll all be on. Is that just PS4 exclusive?
I think it's PS4 and Xbox One, because DICE is making it, which those are the guys who make Battlefield.
Oh.
So it'll actually probably be pretty dang good.
Maybe I'll actually get good at the game without cheats.
That game was actually really hard to be super good at without cheats, Battlefront 1 and 2.
Yeah, I would always get wrecked when I wasn't using cheats. It's kind of funny because even with the invincibility and infinite ammo, it was still a challenge to win, I think. I mean, I didn't lose very often, but I mean, you still had to protect all the command posts and everything. It's just you couldn't get killed.
The only thing I'm worried about is if DICE just makes Battlefield with Star Wars labeled over it. I hope they actually make it similar to the other Battlefronts, but with like the updated graphics and much more gameplay mechanics than they could do on a PS2.
Yeah, because the PS2 already had a bit with like the command posts, and there was lots of like speeder bikes and like different people and stuff. I liked the level designs too. They seemed really complex. Like it wasn't just like a big open battle arena. Like there was places to go, rooms to go in. And number 2, which planet was it? It was one of the foresty planets. Had the big temple-y area. In it.
Yeah, that. As far as the level design goes, I think I actually liked Battlefront 1 more than 2.
Yeah, probably same here. I still played 2 a lot more though, just because of like cheats.
And Jedi was bonus too.
Did you barely ever in Battlefront 2 see the other side using a Jedi?
Actually, that happened almost every time for me.
Really? Because I always saw them pointed out, like, the enemy, Han Solo, has entered the battlefield, but then I never saw them.
I really like the mechanic of taking over the command posts too, instead of having to go in there and kill everyone to win.
Yeah. One time in Summer Battlefront 2, though, I was Luke Skywalker. Luke was watching me too, and we both thought it was the awesomest thing. I was Luke Skywalker, and the enemy, it was like a regular battlefield, faked Darth Vader, and we actually both confronted each other, and I fought Darth Vader in the war.
It was awesome.
It's like, that was the chances. I talked in the Skyward Sword one. I talked the words for a while, but then I ended up just stopping.
I was thinking about reading these, but set against it. Let's see, we're at 26. Probably just go get the shield and leave it at that for this one.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll like get through the cutscene of him leaving or something.
Yeah, probably put that in.
I like his little swirly on his chest there. Is that tattoo? I'm guessing.
It's funny.
I actually really like that guy, Alfonso. Like, it's hard not to like him after Spirit Tracks because he's like a pretty important character in that game, only like way older. Nico's in Spirit Tracks too. He's actually your trained mentor.
It's the saddest thing in the world.
Oh,
Grandma.
She won't even talk to you at first. Or will she?
What the? Oh, yeah, she has it. Here.
Just thought I'd ruin the moment there.
That's kind of gross.
Dr. Pepper makes me need to burp so much more than any other pop, actually.
Yeah, it does, actually.
Like, even more than Pepsi and stuff. Mountain Dew doesn't make me burp at all.
Yeah, same here. Sierra Mist, 7-Up usually does too. If I get a good chug on it.
Yeah, maybe. That's sad. It's like, poor old lady lost her granddaughter.
Shaking.
And now she knows, even though you're doing it for the better good, that she's gonna lose her grandson too now.
Yep.
That's really sad.
Yep.
She's like all alone, the little old lady.
I really need to beat Skyward Sword too.
Oh, the ending of Skyward Sword. It creams the crap out of every other Zelda game's ending, like by a million times.
It's been so long since I've played it, since the Wii broke, that I'd probably just start it from the beginning and play through.
You should.
Oh wait, I gotta talk to them and tell them.
Like, have you ever seen any of the, like, final boss, or, like, the area leading up to the final boss?
Yeah, well, not leading up to it, but I've seen, like, the room where you like the sky.
Yeah. Have you... So you don't know anything about leading up, like, the area leading up to the boss? Oh my gosh. Like, there's a little, like, after you beat the dungeon, there's this little area before the boss. I guess it wouldn't be a huge spoiler if I
Is it like a horde?
Yeah, they call it the Horde battle because you have to get down, like run down the whole sealed temple because there's like really crap going down at the bottom that you need to get to, and you're at the bottom, and he's just like, I'm not gonna let you get down here and stop this, and he's just like raises his shield, and a freaking million enemies. You have to fight almost every enemy in the game as you run down that sealed temple.
That's awesome.
And then right when you hit the bottom, like that little area at the bottom, he puts a gate around him and raises his shield. Probably 40 or 50 bot goblins appear in front of him and they all go charging towards you. The game lags like crap during this part, but it's so awesome because, like, basically what I did, I was going like this, like big horizontal slashes, and they were like, I was getting like 5 per slash, and they were all going flying everywhere. I was spinning around. So cool.
This beginning is way shorter than like Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten through the whole first hometown part in half an hour.
If anyone watches this, I'm not the same person as the Skyward Sword one.
Yeah, because you're actually saying things occasionally.
Yep.
In the Skyward Sword, we were just leaving the island at like an hour and a half in. We were leaving Skyloft. I think that's when we landed in the sealed grounds. Was an hour and a half.
Well, this is probably where we're gonna end off for this video.
All right, I guess we'll see you next time as we probably head into Forsaken Fortress.
See ya.